The company TXQ Saber makes tons of lightsabers, anything from replicas to just simple, affordable sabers. You name it, they have it. They've also released a metal display stand with 3 tiers on it that lights up, and it is strikingly similar to another company's lightsaber display stand, which I've kind of hinted at before. They are the original maker of this lightsaber display type. So I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the TXQ metal display stand, and then afterwards I'm going to be comparing it to the equivalent that Quest Design Canada has. We'll see which one's better, and one of them will reign supreme in the end. Let's go. Hello to all my Jedi and Sith companions. Today we're looking at this lightsaber display stand, which is made out of metal. It lights up, it holds 3 lightsabers in a tier pattern, and it has some etching on it to give it that Imperial wall look that you see on the Death Star or Star Destroyers. I got this one from an AliExpress store called X-TREXSABER, and I have reviewed a few sabers from them, and they are a TXQ reseller. So they have TXQ products. The price right now is on sale, and it is just under $103 US. That's to my location. I've played around with settings on AliExpress, and if I choose a different region, like I just chose California, for example, the price was higher. So I don't know what's going on, but we're going to be roughly that price, around $110. If you can get it for less, great. If you get it for more, well, that's just the way it is. Shipping was free, and it arrived in this box right here that I'm going to open up and show you how it comes. So a little bit of dings on it around here, but inside, we open this up, have a look. They have this foam piece on top. Now pay attention to this because you're going to see something in a minute, and you can tell me if you think it was shipping that caused it. We'll lift that part off there, which reveals the base. Okay, so right on the top, and I'm going to lift this out so you can see it. You can probably see it from this angle as well, but they screwed up the paint job in 2 spots. I'm going to bring that closer to the camera there. But yeah. So I did bring it up with them, and their first response was, oh, it could have been damaged in shipping. But honestly, like, how could that possibly have been caused? That was done at the factory, and it was just poorly done. I can live with it. Just would have been nice if it was perfect. All right, so we're going to have to assemble this. And you can see that there's holes there for the mounts to go on. And on the back, we have a button. There is USB-C for charging it, and then a switch, which I'm assuming is the on-off switch. Yeah. So there it is on. And then pressing the button, it's going to cycle through different colors, like so. There's green. Of course, the colors are going to look washed out because I have the studio lights on me. But it'll look better once I dim them, and I'll do that afterwards for you. And purple, yellow. And then there's this cool effect like that. I think that looks really cool. Fortunately, it only does it in green and purple. I would have liked it if they had more options for that, but whatever. On the bottom, you have rubber feet, and there is a plastic film that you can lift off there, and you can see that. That'll make it a little grippier. I'm going to put that down here. Of course, you're going to get the screws and an Allen key to attach all the brackets. A USB-C charging cable, plus the wall adapter. Now, if you hadn't figured it out, this can be powered from the wall. As well, it has the 18650 rechargeable battery inside. On the bottom, you can see how it's packaged. I'm just going to move it up here. Pull out the brackets. Well packaged. Just surprising that, you know, they try to blame shipping on the paint damage. So they come in pairs, excuse me. And we could install them like this, or we could flip them around like that. Now, that would be a humongous lightsaber, so obviously I'm going to be installing them like that. And they are different sizes, so let's have a look here. You can see it's going to kind of hold it like that. It's kind of hard, but yeah, there's 3 different heights of them. So you have your high, low, and small, or high, low, and medium, I guess I should say. And of course, we're going to want the high one on the very back, and then medium and small in the front. So I'm going to attach these brackets, and while I'm doing that, I will also put the measurements of this display on the screen so you can see how wide, deep, and long it is. What's cool is I know for sure it's going to fit inside my Calyx display. That's important because I definitely want to have this on display over here. So that's awesome. Okay, that is it. So, it took me a little while. I did have to use that Allen key because the threading isn't very clean, and it did require some force to get it in. One thing I wish they would have included is foam tape, because when you put your sabers on there, that's metal touching metal, and I'd feel a lot better if there was foam there, just so you don't scuff up your hilts. But easy to use, just press the button on the back and you can cycle your colors. Another thing that I would have liked for them to have is, rather than having to turn it on and off with a switch, I would like it if it would just know that when it's plugged in, it could be on. And if there's no power, it'll shut off. And the reason for that is because I use a lot of smart switches and smart plugs. So I just want to be able to have my lightsaber displays turn on at a certain time, like the ones behind me. Those are connected to a smart plug. Same with the lighting behind the Calyx here. So at nighttime, automatically comes on. This one won't do that because it has to be manually turned on and off. I could leave it on, but then it's going to be running 24/7. And then to turn it on, I have to reach behind it or over it and flick it on. Because remember, I'm going to have it inside that cube. So there's a lot of space, so I should be able to easily do that. Just an annoyance. I just really wish I could just have it set with a smart plug. I'm going to grab 3 sabers, put them on display, and I'll dim the lights, and you can see how it looks in a darker room. We'll put the TXQ metal display to the side, and let's have a look at the Quest Design Canada version. This is available from questdesigncanada.com, and you can get it in either a powdered black finish or a brushed steel finish. The price is a little higher than the TXQ model. With shipping, it's roughly $165 US to my address, and it might be a little different to you. So let's open it up and have a look. lots of paper. And we have our wall adapter. So this comes fully assembled. Lots of bubble wrap, which is great. And I'm going to lift this up. Give my cats a new box to play with. So really good job with packaging. So here is the remote control. So you can use a remote control, which is great. And they give you foam tape to protect the metal so you don't have to worry about scuffing your hilts. Okay, so fully assembled, which is great. I don't have to worry about putting in those screws. And you have your plug, which is somewhere. I'll find it. It's right on the side. So you can see that there. We'll plug it in. The display stands from Quest Design Canada don't have a power switch on them. They're turned on and off by the remote control, as well as setting the color, and you can do things like fading or jumping colors as well. This is RGB-W, so you'll have RGB plus the white LED lights. You can also get it in just RGB. You can get it in just red or just blue. Now, because this is RGB-W, the ones behind me are RGB-W, and I actually shut one off. I can see that. So the remote control is going to control all of them. So to turn it on and off, yeah, that one's probably not going to reach because I got to be over here. But anyways, you get the idea. So you have an on-off button. You have different brightness levels as well. So I can make it dimmer. So you can see that until it's like barely visible. It is on, just very weak. And of course, these lights are going to wash it right out. So we'll put the brightness back up to full. And you have your red, green, blue. And then you have mixed colors. So I can go orange. And there's like a teal color, pinks. And then the white LED, you turn on at the bottom of the remote. And I'll let you have a look at that close up there. So the top section right here is for RGB-W, or RGB I should say. And this section right here will control the white. So if I have the white turned on, with the RGB, you're going to get a different assortment of colors. So I'll turn on the white. And you can see it makes a lighter color. I can shut off the RGB, and I can set the white to 100%, like so. And if I turn the RGB on and also set that to white, you're going to get the brightest white possible. And then you have your things like jump. So it can jump, and you can control the speed as well on the remote control. There's fading. Flashing. That would just drive me crazy. I wouldn't use it. I prefer just to have it just regular on. What I do like about Quest Design Canada's version is the fact that I can use smart plugs. So if I kill power to this, like I'll do that right now. And I turn it back on with a smart plug. It'll turn right back on. I don't have to touch it. It'll also remember the color as well. So yeah, everything's messed up over here. See if I can get that one back on. There we go. That is great for me because I want all of my displays to turn on automatically at a certain set time, or I actually have a command saying execute order 66 for my Alexa, and it plays Star Wars theme, and then it puts on all the lights at the same time. I even have my little BD1 here, which is LED as well. Fortunately, the TXQ one is not going to play like that. Now let's have a look at the size difference. Well, so the Quest Design Canada version is bigger, probably by maybe 1.25 inches on each side, or maybe 2.5 inches around there. So it is bigger. The height of it is pretty much the same. Big difference is the supports for the lightsabers themselves. So it's a lot higher. So if I move these over here, it is quite a bit higher than the TXQ. I actually like having that higher look. It spaces them out more, and it lets more light come through rather than having them so close together like on here. I'm going to dim the lights, and I'm going to have the Quest Design Canada next to the TXQ, and we'll compare the brightness of each one. We'll start by comparing blue. Quest Design Canada is definitely brighter than the TXQ. This camera picks up the blooming of the lights, and you can kind of see it right there. But with your own eyes, your eyes aren't as good as a camera, so you're not going to see that. We'll move on to the next color here. Red and red. Very close in brightness. Again, Quest Design's a little brighter. Not to say TXQ is bad, it's not like really dim. It is bright enough for me, and I'm happy with that brightness. It's just that you get more brightness with this one. A yellow color, like a light. There we go, almost the same. Now white is where the Quest Design Canada will definitely win. I'll turn on the white here, and we want the extra brilliance, turn on that. So yeah, you can even see how bright that is compared to this, like the light bleeding through my fingers there. So if you're looking for a display to do white, definitely go with RGBW from Quest Design Canada. That is just so bright and brilliant. Now that I've looked at these both up close, they both have pros and cons. Starting with the TXQ. So pro is that it has a battery, so if you don't want to plug it in or you don't have a plug nearby, it'll run quite a while on battery. I haven't fully tested to see how long it'll run before it'll die. A few hours for sure. I mean, it's not like it's performing a lot of functions, it's just a light. There's no sound, right? It's just a light. And LEDs are very low powered. So that's a pro. Other pro with the TXQ is that it is sized to fit nicely right into my calyx, and I can get that in there no problem. Now, another pro is I really like that effect. That looks really cool. I would have liked it if it was slower and they had more color options, not just purple and green. Now, some of the cons with this. The screw holes were not machined very well, so it's a little hard to get this thing assembled. That's one con. Second con, quality control. The scuff marks on the top there, done at the factory. No way it was done during shipping. That's another con. I feel that these are a little too close together. It should be higher, kind of like what Quest Design did, just to give it more space between each saber, and you can see them better and it lets more light through, because you're basically creating a blanket, or you can't get that light through each saber. So they could have made that a little better. And the other con for me is they don't give you any foam tape to put inside the metal. And I'm going to be using some of the Quest Design Canada stuff because they give me lots. Because I don't want my hilts to get scuffed up metal on metal. Otherwise, though, for the price, I mean, it's a really good price. Just a few little things that I wish could be better. And the other con for me, might not be for you, but for me is the fact that I have to manually turn it on and off from the back. I mean, yes, I could change these around and have this on the front, but I don't want to see this on the front. I want to have it hidden. I can't use a smart plug with this because it's not going to do anything. So I have to turn it on manually, on and off. That is an annoyance. So yeah. Now, Quest Design Canada. So let's talk about pros. Pros, it does come fully assembled, which is great. It has the connection which goes to the wall and the remote control, so I don't have to turn it on and off, and it'll automatically turn on and off with a smart plug, which is a big deal for me. You have a lot more choices for color and brightness. If you get the RGBW, you have the white lights, so now you even add more colors, so it gets pretty crazy. Other pro is they got this right. The tier system is better on the Quest Design Canada. There's more space between each hilt, so you're going to see the light coming through better. You get foam tape to protect the metal so you don't scratch up your sabers. Very smart. And it is machined very well. I mean, there's no paint chips or nothing on there, so really well done. Con or cons, I can think of more than one. I only have one con, and not really a con, but I would have liked it if this was actually a little shorter. And I'll show you why. If you can see that, but anyways, you get the idea. This is too big to fit inside a calyx. If they could just make it a little shorter and have it slide into a calyx, would be nice. Now, they do custom stuff, so I mean, I could always ask them to make a custom size one, and I'm sure they could do it. But this is just their standard one that they sent me, so I can compare it with the TXQ, because they are very similar, but a little different. Both of these lightsaber displays are really nice. You'll be happy with either one. But for me, I prefer the Quest Design Canada one. It is brighter. I like the remote control. I like the fact that I can control it with my smart home. And it's just machined nicer than the TXQ one. Now, yes, it does cost more money than this one, but you are getting more. So, balances out. Well, that'll do it for this unboxing and review of the TXQ and the Quest Design Canada display stands. If you do have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I try to answer everyone as quickly as I can. Also, please give this video a like, and if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell if you want to get notified whenever I upload anything new. Until next time, I have been your host, the Frugal Jedi. I have to find a spot to put these now. I will see you soon. May the Force be with you.